What do you do when you hear of a great injustice? Do you rant and rail? Can you not believe the fact that people have got away with it and it's so unfair? Well, what you should do is you should do what the psalmist does here today in Psalm 94. He takes it to God, who, of course, is in charge of justice, perfect justice. As he takes it to God, he shares in the first few verses what's going on, his complaints against those who are arrogant and wicked and seemingly brutally treating others. There's a whole load of injustice going on. And yet he reminds himself as he pours his heart out to God in verse 9 that, of course, they're not getting away with these things when he says, God knows and God sees everything. We're told elsewhere not to be deceived in Scripture because God will never be mocked. We can't think that we're going to get away with great crimes. None of that will be unnoticed. Our God is sovereign. Our God sees everything that's going on. I've been reading a book recently. Someone loaned to me. It's a Grisham book. I may have read it 20 odd years ago, The Confession. And here's this poor young guy. Well, he's about 8-9 years older now. He's been on death row. He's been found guilty of a crime that he didn't commit. And he's about to go to be executed. And the tension in the book, because they found the real perpetrator and they're trying to get the real perpetrator there in time to stop this execution. And it's almost unbearable as you're just desperate for this innocent man to get off. And he doesn't. Sorry if you were going to read the book and I've spoiled it for you. But it's too late. And so it seems this great injustice has occurred. The innocent man's executed. The guilty man, well, I won't tell you anymore. But that's a book that's fictional. It's based partially on some true accounts of an incident that happened years ago. And while there can be great injustices in this world that we live in, they will all be put right by our God. Towards the end of the psalm we read, because of that truth that they will be put right by God, that for his people, and when it comes to justice, we're to understand, verse 22, that God is our fortress. He's our rock and he's our refuge. But for others, for all who are unrepentant, woe betide them, because God will find them guilty and justice will be served.